Okay, Abusuya suspended Chief Justice Torkornoo. The 99% allegations are filed against her. Abusuya Ninano, you are found guilty as he suspended Chief Justice Torkornoo. Emu aye denyamani ya sisi adi efie ena maameno kwa akotena suspended Chief Justice Torkornoo. Finally, ECOWAS Commonwealth ene baby a ordinary cases no kokopi na Abusuya maameno ya blocking our own to me emfa ne cases bia enko baby because 99% charges are filed against her no ne illegal criminalities ni na Abusuya maameno ya found in the guilty as he suspended Chief Justice Torkornoo and right be breaky ne ho news be edi mama right now na nkasa no bibia confirm maameno ne efie ena nani chira enye asem keto akra frima ede ehonsem bi ababetu ja momianko ene momianko na yenkonkoti ensema frima ede etuja na ya titi enso ene ne panelist enso etna se discuss maameno ne nyoma bia na oye ewo during her tenure ewo Supreme Court wa enye asem keto akra momianko na yenkonkoti unsubscribe ya subscribe like na share ma afofron so ensa into me enkabi aha Ghana Politics Avenue so madam I say.
Breaking news, the news you and I have been waiting for. Justice or former Chief Justice Torkornoo has been fired. Finally, a second ane. The acquire fast or a second dear and a wowing in some way a better dress so any. Na dear one crown pony say all the charges are on the board. No, you find a wamo won't pay be 100% no, about 90% and you finding guilty. Now, I just say. Ni juma ni su ene ban wo de betina as Chief Justice na enso ani onipa wo fa eba be Chief Justice su ne ban si ya no de betina honom wo so be Chief Justice the same thing and I won so ye na nke so koto enwanoma we di wo fa enwo wo fa se and it is here me no ka say Chief Justice Madam Torkornoo has been she has been found guilty and I feel about 90 charges and you're finding guilty in Tia Sakeno. Is there dear, won't me from Kodan UN, won't me from Johnny and Kodan ECOWAS Bia. The final decision has been made. She said, dear, trying to say, I bind the letter and Baba say, she said, dear, wow, but is there dear, or no idea to say she has been sad. That is a wonderful news for today.
You see, first question is, Dane Tiana. UK lawyers and Commonwealth lawyers, they decide, they say they have the right to determine what an independent country does. That's the first question. Now, you to me, push it to the side, say, just by chance. Okay. Now, we're dealing with the UK or Britain, right? Until 1957, 6 March, now, right? On the 6th of March 1957, we said, say, Ghana is independence. So we had become an independent state. But you see, the history is not that straightforward. And see, yes, it's a group of lawyers from the Commonwealth. Now, mind you, Ghana is still a member of the Commonwealth, right? Until 1957, 6 March, you say Ghana be independent. But say, independent, then why was there a need for 1st July 1960?
That's a republic.
So if we were truly independent, why did we have to seek to become a republic? What I say?
Yeah.
Because on the 6th of March 1957, Ghana became independent in name, but not the head of state of Ghana was still the British Crown. Until now, the Queen of England was still the head of state of Ghana. And we had a prime minister who was answerable to the UK government. Until 1st July 1960, we were supposed to become a republic. Nature said we cut all ties with the British monarchy and we are self-serving and are sovereign by ourselves.
Yeah.
But this is the cunning of the British. On 2nd June 1960, that was 1 month before 1st July 1960, Omo passed an act in Parliament, in the British Parliament, called the Ghana Consequential Act. Now I'm trying to say all the laws that were pertaining to Ghana before 1960, 1st July, as if say Ghana ain't republic.
Yeah.
And see, it doesn't matter what you and I think. It is what is enshrined in law. Now, independence on the 6th of March 1957, it was the British Parliament that passed an act granting us our independence. Now, this is a basic fundamental rule in law. freedoms are not given, rights are not given or taken. It is sovereign. Independence. No.
Yeah.
It is not a privilege. It's a right. But I must say, the Ghana Bay on the 1st of July 1960. On the 2nd of June 1960, about 1 month to Yen Republic Day, I must say, they're Ghana Bay on the 1st of July 1960. The laws pertaining to the Gold Coast will continue with Ghana as if Ghana never became independent. It is a law sitting somewhere. Yemba back to the law. Now, your Supreme Court was built on the Supreme Court Ordinance of 1876. It's a British law that established our judicial system as it stands. Now, up to 1960, so your Supreme Court, Emma ruling Bia, you can appeal it, but appeal don't mean you appeal how. It's a appeal to the Privy Council in London, even though we had a Supreme Court here. And see, the Supreme Court Ordinance of 1876, Yanya Supreme Court, the highest court on our land, was on the same jurisdictional level as a high court in England.
Okay.
And see, they did not have any direct respect for us because most Supreme Court, but high court. Because it was based on that level. Now, Amu claims say after 1960, all that was changed. Now you have to appeal right here. But Titi, I put it to you. Sir, the reason why your judges, 9-year lawyers now share wig, just like the British system, is because of that umbilical cord that Yanka here. And we are still very much attached to the colonial system and architecture, but we make ourselves believe that we are independent. And in this hot sun, we want justice.
We are
now what time wig. Now I share wig. Now I share black coat. Because of that colonial establishment. And we don't see these things to change. Courts, what's the official language there? We say Ghana is independent. But still, official language.
English.
And see, when you see a group of lawyers coming from no other place but the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth, which happens to be the colonial administration for the territory called Ghana.
You know where they are coming from.
Then you know where they're coming from. And these are lawyers. They're not idiots. Into Omujina Bibisu, Omunim the Omujina son Omukasa. And they can tell our president to do X and X and X because let's look at the office of the president. Before 57, now we had governors. Now, the last governor of Ghana before independence, Addo Clark, right? And he came from 1949 to 1957. Now, it was a civilian office. It's now a governor's office. But it is here, BBO. After 1957, they changed the office from the governor of the Gold Coast to the Governor General of the Gold Coast. Why the change? And the governor is a civilian office, but the Governor General is a military office. Now, according to international law, to me, the sovereign independence country be so, it has to be by military conquest. And before 1957, it was a civilian administration because the British did not colonize Ghana through conquest. It was through treaties. And most of them to sign treaties, which said, British no forever. Okay, forever.
Forever.
Obi you soon the same way. And until 57, when Ghana was supposed to become an independent nation, to me you saw a civilian governor to rule on behalf of the British Crown. Into almost the Science office and made it the Governor General's office, which was a military establishment. Now, in the thinking of the British, they had conquered Ghana by conquest. And now, even though you are independent, we still have the Governor General here. And these are some of the nuances, of course, and then we had to move to become a republican system where we cut all ties completely with the British. And to the Governor General office, and no president, So the Governor General had direct appointing powers for the judiciary, or not appointing Chief Justice or all the courts, all the justices. It's the same thing that our president inherited. Until we claim that we have separation of powers, the executive, legislation, and judiciary are supposed to be separate of each other. But you have a system where the executive, the president, appoints the head of the judiciary, which is the Chief Justice, and has the power to remove and otherwise. And see, between the Governor General's office or the governor's office and our president right now, what's the difference?
Okay, I get you.
Cosmetic changes, but the structure is still the colonial system. And for a very long time, we've been calling for a new constitution. And you say, we just want to make noise or we want to just cause trouble, Debbie. But these are some of the issues that come up from our constitutional or our governance architecture. So if Ghana is truly independent, why do some of these things happen? Why is it that we say we are independent? Yet still, your natural resources, mineral resources, are in control of 3 countries, Britain, America, and Canada. Into your gold, we are getting less than 2% of our gold. Over 98% is going to the British. Why do they feel so entitled to our land and our resources if the system is not such that they are the ones still in control? A clear case of negligence here. But say, information has been withheld from the masses of the people. And yet, Obiana, spend your time through some of these things. And see, we make a lot of noise. I heard some of the lawyers in Ghana trying to respond to this. Now, any practicing lawyer in Ghana is called to the bar. Do they know what the bar means? British Accreditation Agency, which is the appendage of the British Crown. So what are they making noise about? Every practicing lawyer who is a member of the bar, do they know what it means?
I get you correctly, it's like, until see a best samrano, said they still control us.
And it's not just their thinking, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So, and found the way we feel or what we say, we come down to the fact of the matter. What is it? Are you independent? You say yes. Are you in control of your land and your resources? No. Do you even speak your own language as your official language? No.
No.
Everything you do is in the colonial administration. So what are you independent of? More independence, no. That is why this group of people will have that audacity to say they are giving issues to someone who calls himself the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces is being ordered. By who? A group of lawyers.
Yeah.
But why? Why do they have that right? Why do they feel they can tell us what to do if it is not what the case is? And see, my call to the government will be simple here. When any politics are any partisan issues, any activists against the government, these are national issues. So we are building a nation.
Yeah.
And see, there are some relevant questions we have to answer. What are we doing as a nation? And this comes down to nation building, not administration or running a country, Debbie.
Yeah.
Nation building is different from winning elections or crafting policy, Debbie. Now, when we are dealing with nation building and your infrastructure and so on, say road, highways, that is not what nation building is about alone. Nation building includes education. So we have to be creating or training citizens to be able to think, innovate, and solve problems. This is part of nation building. We're supposed to have a robust healthcare system where every citizen has access to world-class healthcare. This is part of nation building. You see, we have to have a system where every Ghanaian is proud to be a Ghanaian and that there's protection for every citizen. This is a national identity. Do we have that? And as I say, we'll be a Ghanaian. What are the principles behind that identity as a Ghanaian? And see, all the things about corruption and this moral irregularities, also all those misbehaviors, is because we do not have a clear cardinal point or a true north. Because this is who a Ghanaian is, so people can aspire to those levels. We don't have that. And so you can have sitting presidents who are supposed to be model icons, misbehaving anyhow. And nobody can hold them to account because as a people, we've not agreed what is supposed to be our national identity.
Yeah.
But these are the foundations of nation building. And so you look, for a very long time, our so-called leaders have only been concerned about building political parties, but not about nation building. They don't have any idea or any clue as to what it takes to build a nation. And see, if you were building a nation, you never have a situation, say, Abayin bi beba, or best started projects be in the interest of the Ghanaian people. Another government comes into power, they say, this is not my project, and you're not doing it for yourself, it is for the people of Ghana. And see, if one government is building a hospital, which is going to benefit the people of Ghana, you don't come and say, and yeah, me project, and say, no, it's not for you. It is for the people. And that's what nation building is supposed to be about. But nation building, they think it's just about occupying the positions and build your political party, which is what it is, political identity. And see, when that changes, we don't care about the people. But it goes out to the people of Ghana. One of the main requirements of democracy, and they say, you have to be observant and vigilant. And I say, fans, so you have to be an active participant in the governance process. It's one of the things about democracy. They say, government and now you are supposed to speak up. Because if you don't speak again in law, tacit procuration, it means what you have to, you agree. So. And sometimes some of us would like to speak, even say NIPA 2, 1, and 3, we like to speak, only that we put it on record. Say, who were agreeing with what was happening, so we sat quiet. No. So there's a responsibility of every Ghanaian citizen to become an active participant in this so-called democracy. Say, we have to join in one voice and say, and let us get it fixed. And this is a time where, again, this calls for patriotism. All the citizens of Ghana have to understand, say, this is a clear case of some people trying to re-establish the colonial chains on us. We've seen what has happened in most of the French African countries. They've kicked out France completely and are seeking to cut all ties with France. If we do not allow some of these things to happen, these people will still maintain the colonial structure and think they own us as property, so they can tell us what to do. But if we claim we are citizens of Ghana and that we are a sovereign independent state, then we have to start behaving like that.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Steve. Because one of the main pillars will have to be education. So we have to be training citizens who can think, who can innovate, and I mean, it's about service to the country, yes, those who can solve problems. But not to cast any aspersions and not to downgrade the importance of academic excellence.
Yeah.
But you share the current state of Ghana. You're a man for Bebre, you're more, you're from a PhD, and you're from a doctor and professor and all that. But I will be one simple question. What has been the beneficial impact of all those titles to Ghana? You struggle. Until you were brilliant professors, people who have but what's the impact? So, for a very long time, when we say the respect or the prestige that was accorded to long years of dedication to academic excellence, a man for whom they say useless.
That's a who here.
And that's where the recognition and the respect started going down.
Yeah.
And see, those times back in the day, say you say will be your doctor now, professor, you respect the person. Because person has dedicated his life to study. And just titles, but the substance to it.
Yes. You feel the depth of intellect.
He's refined. And that's the power of education. Knowledge is supposed to refine a man. Frederick Douglass can say, knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. It is you're a slave, it makes it impossible for you to be a slave because that's the power of knowledge. But if you look at all those so-called academics, they carry all those titles. What has been the beneficial impact to Ghana and their community at large? We don't see it. And see, that respect, has gone down very, very much. And see, if anybody comes to you or say, me, a doctor, say, you can see from the person's character.
Where to be him.
You can tell, but there's no prestige according to it any longer. And see, Obi to me Fabi. Obi cry to me bodo. I say, doctor. I happen to message.
How about doctor sitting down?
Doctor professor.
Obi to me bono double. Doctor professor. Now the engineers are was say, yeah, Jesus. But meanwhile, Ghana, you to me near co-port, export. Co-port, Debbie. Yes. And see, toothpick but I've not seen anyone with that expertise, or more developing machines for processing some of our raw materials here. You don't see industry. And see, the whole Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, what has been one major technological breakthrough on Modiaba? Even if it was to copy and paste what is actually happening in global industry, we cannot even replicate them here. And see, what is the essence of our education here?
Yeah, okay, then as a practically the Yankee, me a friend, Doctor, Professor, Apostle Kojosafu.
No, a practical.
I don't know. I can't do a movie.
It's a near casa. But there's service to show.
Yes.
So it all comes down. In terms of say, with nation building, one of the main pillars, education. Education, titles need degrees, but it is service to your nation and your people. And see, if I say, why medicine?
Yeah.
But you're not able to serve your people. And in serving in your practice, you're not just doing it by yourself. You are being supervised. And to do that, say, only qualified to be a doctor, no, it will come out.
Sure.
If you're having a robust health institution, it is in service that you expose all the charlatans. Or more insurance and yamano. It is in the service that you'll be able to expose them.
Yeah.
But say any now be casa. It's all about talk. And it's not surprising. It is social equality of politics and politics is not about substance. A popularity contest.
Yeah.
And the other to me a popular chain will be able to me casa. That's what qualifies people to become politicians today.
Sure.
But there's no substance. And the IFR will be statesman. It comes from service, the quality of service, your integrity, your honor, how you serve your people. And no IFR will be a statesman. But today, it's also the crop of politicians we have today. They're not even truthful to their own constituents. What is honorable about them? And so this whole blah about titles, need degrees in Sanyamano, it's not just by chance. It's about time we wake up to that reality. Titles of honor don't just come because you take them, but it comes out of service to your people. And it's all both degree in PhD, then you're not able to serve your people. There's no benefit to that. Of that degree to your people, and it's basically practically useless. And that's where we have to start approaching this thing from nation building. Let's rework our educational system to serve the people of Ghana. So we can raise citizens who can think, who can innovate, and who can solve our problems. This is what the
Okay, Abuzawene and Sama Ekoso, our political highway is suspended a year Chief Justice Torkornoo ono and I then a honsem eguso ebreman 99% charges I file against Ninano. Ya found in a guilty Abusia a honsem and I yet breme, but I must some Japan Kokutisa and some way at the MI Ghana politics avenue. So, Madam.